another Killer Planes video.
Hi there, Steve from Killer Planes here with this F4U Corsair. Gorgeous plane. Looks even nicer with the landing gear off, I always thought. So the first time I got one of these planes to fly it around, I did almost all of my flying with no landing gear because it looks so cool, and I would just land it in some tall grass. Now, if you find grass about this tall, you can do belly landings in it because these props are flexible, but they're not unbreakable. So you want to get some tall grass to land in. Also, tape up the front of your wings and tape up your belly. We've done that on this plane. So I'm going to show you some hand launches. If my memory serves, it's going to make a hard left bank when I throw it because of the torque. So I give it right aileron. Pretty sure that's what it did. And we're just going to chuck it up in the air at full throttle. Here we go. Yes, I did. I gave it right aileron. Great.
Look at the sun glinting off the
wings. This is how I saw this plane for all of my flying with it early on. It's gorgeous, just gorgeous. Take the landing gear off. It's faster, it's more maneuverable, and it looks way cooler. All you need is some tall grass. Set the power. I'm in a nice sloping, gliding dive. Throttle now. That was a fairly tight half throttle turn. See how slow the plane's going?
Wow, it's gorgeous.
It handles beautifully at slow speed.
It does. It just stays right up.
I'm giving a little bit of rudder in the turn to keep the tail up. It's still at half power. Oh, it's getting weird. Okay.
But that was great.
I think the wind was behind me when I was doing that. It's just a gorgeous plane.
Graceful is the word that always comes to mind.
Totally graceful. And this is a beautiful flying, graceful rendition of the Corsair, man. It is definitely faithful. A faithful plane. Do you want to do quick turns like that?
Responsive.
Plane will definitely respond. But if you want to do slow, graceful turns like this, it's just a beautiful handling plane.
She's a supermodel.
I'd say, you know, someone who's a beginner, who's an advanced beginner, let's say. So kind of, you know, heading towards intermediate. You can easily get one of these planes and fly it.
So the only thing you have to remember is when you hand launch, do what, Steve?
You want to give it right aileron when you hand launch it because it's got a lot of torque with that 11-inch prop and it'll want to twist to the left.
About how much right aileron?
I give it nearly full right aileron just for a second, you know. For the split second after you launch it, it's going to want to twist to the left and you can pretty much immediately let go of that aileron.
So we ran out of batteries today, so Steve just modified this plane to fit a larger battery. You want to talk about that?
That was pretty easy. I just took a screwdriver and dug away some styrofoam at the bottom of where the battery goes on this plane. There's a lot of room over the battery where it goes in this plane. It goes in vertically from the bottom.
But you discovered a weight there too. Did you remove the weight?
There is a weight. I didn't remove it this time because we do have only a slightly bigger battery, but you could remove the weight and fit probably an 1800 milliamp hour battery in here. I'm going to check that out.
So we stepped up from what to what in batteries?
From a 13 to a 15 because we didn't have any 13s left. I would say without the weight you could easily fit an 1800 milliamp hour battery, which would give you a 20-minute flight on this baby.
Yeah.
Gorgeous plane, man.
Just
like its big brother.
Right.
I love the paint job on this too. I'm a little partial to realism and either the dark blue underside or this white whitish, I should say. It's kind of a gray, really, underside. Faithful to the way they painted the planes in World War II.
It always reminds me of a shark belly, every single time.
You know, that would be a good thing to have it remind you of if you happen to be an adversary. And there's a little more inverted flying. It does it beautifully.
Wow, that's great.
Like I said, I'm just not going to do that close to the ground since I don't really trust myself doing this. I'm not a master at inverted flying.
Yet.
By any means. I suppose as a real pilot in a real plane, you would definitely want to be used to being upside down.
She looks effortless.
It is. It's just so easy to fly. You are going to discover how easy this plane is to fly very soon.
Woohoo!
These are fat airfoils on the Corsair. You know, they're keeping it scale, so on the real plane, those wings were thick. They, I suppose, needed to be to hold all of the bracing that was needed in order to make a gull wing on a plane. And they say all this stuff about having to get the landing gear down, you know, shorter and all these reasons for the gull wing. And there are plenty of planes that they had in World War II that had much longer landing gear than this thing. I always just thought that they made this gull wing shape, which is like some serious engineering, just to thumb their noses at the enemy. Like, you want to start something? Look what we can make.
Also, it just looks cool.
And it looks cool. It makes it look scary, I think. I think they did that on purpose. And boy, did this plane get a reputation. And I would prefer to not have this plane fall out of the sky since it's new. I'd like to keep one or two planes that way.
No, we don't want to test the crash proofing today, thank you. Oh, we decided to bring her in over here.
Yeah.
Great.
Just drop it down gently.
Perfect.
We're going to show you flying around without these little wing skirts, which just catch a lot of wind like a skirt. And, well, it depends on who's wearing skirts, you know what I mean? But right now, we don't need them. Woohoo!